Good morning. It's August the 3rd, and I just made a video yesterday, but I got a message in overnight with a question, and I thought that it would be easier to do a video again. I guess I'm kind of long-winded, and I'm a slow typer. So the question was about my vegan diet, and it was, are you doing it because of the way you actually feel towards suffering of animals, or because you want the world to follow those footsteps of continuing to stop eating meat? And I'm not the world's most educated vegan, and I didn't really spend, I didn't have anyone try to convince me to become vegan, and I wasn't really swayed by any kind of facts or publications or, I don't know. I wasn't convinced by anyone else. It was something that I came to by myself. And so, just qualify by saying I'm not the most educated vegan. It's only for me. These are only my thoughts. But I had visited someone who had been doing a vegan diet for probably, I think, 8 or 9 years. And she had, and this was in Atlanta, and she took me to a number of places in Atlanta to have meals as we were there, and they were great meals. I really enjoyed the weekend. I was a big meat eater before I had gone to Atlanta that weekend, and I had some reservations when I went to have sushi, and I knew that we were, the human race was decimating the tuna population because of sushi. But every time I went, I thought that, but I didn't do anything differently. I just thought, I really don't think this is the right thing to be doing, but the sushi sure does taste good. And so that weekend, I visited her. I don't think that she ever talked to me about anything specifically about how she or can try to convince me or anything like that. We just had really good meals. It was a good weekend. I enjoyed it. And, on the way home, it was like a 4-hour drive. I was thinking about it a little bit and continued to think about it that week. And, my thought process was, like, if I find a spider on my floor, I'll pick it up on a napkin and take it outside and put it somewhere else. I won't even kill a spider. And I don't really like spiders that much. And I started thinking, like, I definitely wouldn't kill, like, a pig to eat for me. I wouldn't kill a cow to eat. And it used to be that I had this thought that, maybe there are other people who don't mind killing animals, and they work in the slaughterhouses, and they kill the animals, and, when I get the food, it's just food, that sort of thing. So I kind of got to a point around that time that, there are probably a lot of people who are working in slaughterhouses who have no choice. They can't make a living anywhere else, and it's probably not a very good job to go into every single day. And then not against people who work in slaughterhouses, but if people don't mind doing it, there's probably some bigger implications to the people around them and the people in the world. Maybe, I don't know if I can be clear about this without being, biased or discriminating against people that I don't even know. I don't know any slaughterhouse workers, but I'm just thinking that if someone's comfortable with it, I probably wouldn't be comfortable with them if they're comfortable with killing animals all day. So I kind of got to the point where it seemed like the right thing to do for me, and the question was more, could I actually do it? Is it possible to do it where I live? I mean, there's nowhere near as many vegan restaurants and vegan food sources, food markets, things like that in Charlotte as there are in Atlanta. I mean, it's crazy how few places and options there are here. So it really became can I do that? So I started doing it. Started basically foraging for food and looking for places to find vegan food and vegan ingredients and vegan things that that I could build a diet that I could maintain my health and energy levels and stuff like that. So mine's been a process of that, of learning where to go and what to eat, and it certainly is more expensive and it takes a lot of time, and it's a luxury that I've been able to have. Like I'm in a position to be able to do that, and so I do it. But as far as changing the world or making a difference, I think that I don't ever have any sort of expectation that I could change the world necessarily. I'd like to put information out there, and then hopefully that will contribute along with other information in someone else's complete life experiences to get them where they need to be helpful. But changing the world, people don't change. You can't even change one person. They have to change themselves. And I have no illusions about how if I spend my entire life, even if I were an activist and I were out trying to convince everyone that I could make a difference. But I think of it more like this analogy. It's like if the world is a ship and we are going along our course, and there's a big wheel that everybody is using to steer the ship, and to the left is meat eating, and to the right is vegan. I would rather put my force on the side trying to point towards a vegan society, a place where our economy would be much better. The environmental effects, tremendous if everyone was a vegan diet. And imagine if people had the respect for animals that vegans have, and they applied that respect to each other. That would be amazing. One of the things that I hear a lot are, well, animals were put on this earth for us to eat, or the cows need to be milked because otherwise they would be in a lot of pain, or things like that. And that is I think an attitude that we have. What we've done as a species is separated ourselves from animals, and then we've continued to act in a manner that's far worse than animals. Like, we do things that are so malicious and mean towards other animals that, animals, the animal kingdom doesn't do that. They kill other animals, because they have to eat, and they don't have a choice, and that's their only way they can survive. And that's not our case. We can survive not killing a single animal our entire lives. We have the ability to do it right now. So I would rather see human beings act, instead of the most powerful predator on the planet, with no concern or consideration of the other animals on this planet. Instead of that, I'd rather see us acting like a steward of the planet that produced us. We evolved in this environment to be who we are today, and we did that with a number of other species that may be the only species, within 10 light years of us, or who knows how far. And here we are abusing, we abuse each other, we abuse animals, and it just seems very abusive. I guess it comes back to selfish greed, all those other things. But in any case, I think the world would be a better place if everyone was a vegan, but I don't think that my being a vegan is going to change that significantly in any way. So, I don't know if I answered the question because I didn't really prepare. I just kind of tried to get a quick video off before I had to work today. So I'll post this up. If it doesn't answer the question, or if you have more questions about it, let me know and I'll do another video. Thanks for the question.